Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really tackling something fundamental, I think, for any organization wanting to be resilient.
Mm,
We're diving into Professional Practice 7 from DRI International's Professional Practices. That's the one all about awareness and training programs.
that's right. It's a crucial piece. We've got the DRI standard here, pages 25 and 26, and we're going to unpack it.
Yeah, think of us as like your instructors for this bit, helping you understand how to make sure everyone, knows what to do when things go sideways.
Exactly. Our aim is to give you practical insights, almost like we're in a workshop together, focusing on this specific practice.
Okay, great. So let's kick things off with the basics. Why? Why do these programs exist? What's the main goal here?
Well, at its core, the objective is pretty straightforward. It's about making sure personnel can respond to disruptive incidents calmly and efficiently.
Calmly and efficiently. That sounds simple, but probably hard to achieve in reality.
It is. It's about building that collective capability.
Yeah.
So when something happens, people aren't just reacting, they're, responding in a coordinated way.
Right, like a team that's practiced versus just a group of people. Makes sense. Now, who's driving this? What's the professional's role in all this? Sounds like a big job.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Yeah.
The business continuity professional is, well, kind of the architect and the lead teacher, you could say.
Okay.
DRI outlines 6 key responsibilities. First, they've got to establish the program's objectives and its components. What are we trying to achieve, and what pieces do we need?
Like setting the learning goals and the syllabus.
Pretty much, yeah. Designing the outcomes in the curriculum. Then second, they need to identify the specific awareness and training needs across the whole organization.
Ah, so figuring out who needs what.
Exactly. What does finance need versus HR versus operations? It's like doing a proper needs analysis, understanding the gaps.
Right, because it won't be one size fits all, which I guess leads to the third point, prioritizing those needs.
You got it. Prioritizing requirements for different personnel groups. Not everyone needs a deep dive. Who needs general awareness? Who needs specific skills training? And in what order? Based on impact, usually.
Okay, so we know what needs learning, who needs it, and the priority. Then comes the how, right? The methodology, that's number 4.
That's number 4. Developing the program methodology. How are we actually going to deliver this? What's the best approach? Considering learning styles, resources, communication methods, the instructional design part.
And you can't teach without materials. So number 5 must be about the tools and resources.
Spot on. Identifying, developing, or acquiring the necessary tools and resources. Could be internal guides, maybe buying courseware, using online platforms, whatever gets the job done effectively.
Okay, and the final piece, number 6, making sure it actually happens.
Yes. Overseeing the delivery of the activities, scheduling, coordinating, tracking participation, making sure the plan gets implemented.
Right, a full cycle. Need, plan, resources, delivery. Okay, let's dig into the specific actions now, the activities. Starting with establishing objectives and components, what does that actually involve?
Okay, so here the activities are really about definition and buy-in. You're defining the program itself, its purpose, scope.
Getting clear on what it is.
Exactly. Recommending a schedule for when awareness and training should happen. And crucially, securing leadership buy-in. It's huge.
Well, absolutely. If the bosses don't back it, it's probably not going anywhere.
It just doesn't get the priority it needs. And the other piece here is getting commitment from the personnel, helping them see the why this matters to them, to the company, encouraging that active participation.
Because setting the stage, getting everyone on board, then identifying the requirements. What activities fall under that?
This is about defining and, importantly, documenting the desired level of understanding across the organization. What's the baseline knowledge everyone needs?
Documenting it.
Right. And also defining and documenting the resources needed. The budget, the people, the time, the practical stuff. You need a realistic plan.
Can't do much without resources. Okay, now, prioritizing for different personnel. You mentioned awareness versus training earlier. Let's break that down. What goes into the general awareness bucket for everyone?
So for all personnel, the awareness program needs to cover the basics, the objectives, scope, components of the whole business continuity program, how to notify someone if there's an incident, what's expected of them.
The essentials.
Yeah, and preparedness and response procedures, like what do you actually do in an emergency? Basic safety, basic actions, foundational stuff.
Got it. The need to know for literally everyone. What about the more focused training? Who gets that and what's covered?
Training is for specific roles. It gets more detailed. Think incident reporting protocols. Who calls who, what info to give.
Okay.
Understanding the alert notification systems, how you get the message, what does it mean, Practical safety stuff like evacuation, shelter-in-place procedures. Very hands-on.
Right, the actual how-to for critical situations.
And a really key activity here, scenario-based walkthroughs. Exercising both the operational side and the tech side of the plan. It lets people practice.
Ah, like muscle memory for a crisis. Those sound
Yeah.
super valuable. What about managers? Specific training for them?
Yep, management training often includes exercises or tests on identifying an incident, reacting correctly, their leadership role in those first moments.
Makes sense. They need to lead the response.
They also do scenario walkthroughs, often focused on the bigger picture operational and tech impacts, coordinating the wider response.
Okay. And the actual BC team members, they must get the most intensive training.
Oh, for sure. For them, it's exercises and tests on evacuation and shelter in place, but specific to their team roles. Deeper scenario walkthroughs to really understand the plans inside out.
And the tech stuff, too.
Definitely. Technology exercises for the technical recovery teams, making sure they're ready.
All right, so we've mapped out the what for different groups. Now, how do we design the delivery? Developing the program methodology. You mentioned a needs assessment?
Yes, that's the starting point. A thorough needs assessment. DRI suggests things like surveys. Gauge current awareness levels against what leadership wants. Talk to different stakeholders, managers, plan participants, tech folks, general staff.
Get a baseline from everyone involved.
And then use that data. Analyze it. Look for trends, identify the gaps. Also, review results from past exercises or tests. Where did things fall short? It's about using evidence.
A data-driven approach? I like that. What next?
Compare where you are to where you want to be. Then create a plan to close those gaps. This means designing the training process itself.
Okay, designing the process involves
Setting clear objectives for each training piece. Selecting the right delivery methods. Maybe it's a workshop, maybe an e-learning module, maybe those scenario exercises we talked about.
matching the method to the objective.
It's exactly. Defining roles and responsibilities within the training program. Who's facilitating? Who's tracking? Creating a formal, written training plan and policies for structure, for accountability.
Documentation again. Seems critical.
It really is. And again, getting leadership approval on that plan, need their sign-off.
Okay, solid plan, approved. Now we need the stuff to actually do the training, identifying, developing, or acquiring tools and resources. What kind of things are we talking about here?
It's a wide range, really. Internal resources like courseware you might develop in-house, your intranet, maybe internal social media channels, but also external stuff. Applications, software, going to conferences, webinars, joining user groups, reading white papers, getting certifications, even academic programs, lots of options.
So leveraging both internal knowledge and external expertise and tools.
Right.
Finally, the last set of activities, overseeing the delivery, making it all happen.
This is the execution phase. Scheduling and actually conducting the awareness activities, those broader communications.
Getting the word out.
And scheduling and delivering the specific training sessions, the workshops, the drills. Then monitoring effectiveness. Did it work? Follow-up surveys, self-evaluations can help here.
Measuring the impact. Important.
Very. And periodically reviewing all the results and reporting back to leadership. Show the value, show what's been achieved, keep them informed.
Closing the loop with management.
Yeah, and continually evaluating the whole program. Does it still meet the organization's needs? Needs change. And one last really key point DRI makes.
What's that?
Integrating awareness into the new hire onboarding process. Build it in from day one.
Embedding that culture of preparedness right from the start. That's smart. Very smart.
It makes a big difference long term.
Okay, so as we kind of wrap up our deep dive into Professional Practice 7, what are the main takeaways?
Well, I think the big thing is that awareness and training aren't just tick box exercises. They're a fundamental investment, an investment in the organization's ability to handle disruption effectively.
Right. It's proactive, not just reactive.
Exactly. And it's layered. Broad awareness for everyone, then that targeted training for specific roles. And it's not a one-off. It's continuous. Assess, develop, deliver, evaluate, repeat.
And for you, listening in, hopefully this gives you a solid framework from DRI for thinking about how these programs are built or how they could be built in your organization.
Yeah, so maybe take a moment to reflect on that. How is awareness and training handled where you are? Is it effective? And based on what we've talked through today, is there one key area you think could be improved?
A good question to ponder. Thinking about that one potential improvement might just be the spark needed to build even greater resilience.